So here's why I think she did not say that, right? Is because even though that's the sentiment, and one could say that if the end goal is the more important thing, then maybe focus on the end goal if you're going to amplify a message. That being where help the poor comes into place, because if that's the ultimate end goal and that's the thing you want to amplify, then go ahead and do that. But if I were to guess, the reason she went the tax the rich route was because many people, not just her, but obviously many in her constituency, many of her believers, of her followers, because I do think she has a bit of a deity-esque following in the way that she's exalted in a lot of ways. Whether
Absolutely.
that be because of her actual mission, or because she's a woman, or because people identify with her, just given all these different boxes of diversity that one could check when looking at who she is. A lot of these people believe that the best route, the most expedient route towards helping the poor is by taxing the rich.
But who are the rich? AOC makes $174,000. Who are the rich? Are we talking about Amazon, who pays oodles of tax? Just not the type of tax that people can cherry pick and say that Amazon pays none of? Because they don't. They don't pay a certain type of tax. Absolutely, they do not. Who's the rich? Is 174 not rich? Who's rich?
Definitions, right? That's tough, because from what we were looking at earlier, that 174 puts her in the top 5% of earners in the United States. And if you make over $1 million, that puts you in the top 1%. Now, obviously, it should be acknowledged that the 174 is simply her salary. So that's just what's going to clear her bank account each month, or however the hell the government pays it out. But I worked at UGA, and if it's still a government disbursement, it is twice a month. Matter of fact, once a month. Anyhow, that's at a base layer. Who knows how much she might be making from endorsements, from book deals, from speaking engagements.
Podcasts, anything like that.
Any of that, right? But I think for people like her, a lot of times the people will throw that 175 to, I forget what the upper ceiling of that number is, maybe it's like 3 something, 4 something, 5 something, but they'll actually group that with the middle class on paper.
To be a man or a woman of the people? Bullshit.
Yeah, because if we just keep it a G, I never really understood that idea of this middle class. Not necessarily the idea, but the reality of who falls into the middle class. I remember it may have been in elementary or middle school, and we were talking about those numbers, and somebody described what middle class was. They were saying the film middle class, and I just balked like, "Got your goddamn mind, y'all rich." You know, because this also comes from somebody who's in a household making less than, 40, 50 grand a year. So, which is where a large swath of the people in this country reside, and that's still far above most people in the world. I think the average, it's a real low number in terms of what the average wage a year is for most people around the world. I think it's less than like $5 grand. I was looking at this. I might still have it pulled up. I was pulling some sources in for the book, and there was this crazy graphic that was displaying how much money the Fed printed last year. And it was part of that, they were referencing how much most people on Earth, on average, make a year. And it was definitely less than, I want to say it was less than 10,000 a year is what the average person around the world makes annually. So obviously you're pulling both extremes there. But
median income around the world, 2013 data from Gallup, median household income worldwide is $9,733.
Boom, slid right under. It's probably pushing the 10K off of inflation.